Welcome to the very first episode of 15 Minutes of Home. I'm Nancy. For the next 15 minutes, we're going to have an honest conversation about what's really happening in Florida real estate right now. No corporate spin, no fluff, just straight talk that could save you thousands of dollars. We've been selling homes in Florida for many years. I've seen market crashes, booms, and everything in between. And I can tell you what happened this week changes everything. Let me start with this scenario. A beautiful home in Tampa, for example, is listed for $380,000. Under the old system, a potential buyer would be looking at nearly $23,000 in realtor commissions. With our 1% model? Less than $4,000. That's almost $19,000 they can put toward their future instead of corporate profits. Now here's what makes this example even more important. While we are helping families save money, the biggest real estate corporations in America are announcing a $10 billion merger. Compass and Anywhere Real Estate, creating the world's largest brokerage with 340,000 agents. Think about that number for a moment. 340,000 agents. That's more real estate agents than the entire population of cities like Tampa or St. Petersburg. This merger brings together Compass with household names Coldwell Banker, Century 21, Sotheby's International Realty, Better Homes and Gardens Real Estate, and Corcoran. Brands that have been in your neighborhoods for decades, now all controlled by one massive corporation. You might be thinking, Nancy, I don't really follow corporate news. Why should I care about some business merger? Here's why you should care. When the biggest players in any industry start consolidating like this, it's rarely good news for consumers. And in real estate? It could potentially increase costs by thousands. Let me take you back to 2008. During the crash, these same big companies squeezed agents harder, raised franchise fees, and somehow still expected families to pay the same high commissions even when home values were plummeting. Fast forward to 2024. The NAR settlement was supposed to change everything. More transparency. More choice for consumers. Potentially lower costs. The whole industry was supposed to become more fair. So what do the biggest players do? They merged, they just got even bigger. In their announcement, Compass executives are talking about efficiencies and $225 million in cost-saving synergies over the next 3 years. Now, we've been in corporate real estate long enough to know what that really means. Office closures. Staff reductions. Streamlined operations. But here's my question, when was the last time you saw a massive corporate merger that resulted in lower prices for consumers? When airlines merge, do ticket prices go down? When cable companies merge, does your bill get smaller? When pharmaceutical companies consolidate, do drug prices drop? The pattern is always the same. Bigger companies mean less competition. Less competition means higher prices. And in real estate, higher prices mean less money in your pocket when you're making the biggest financial decision of your life. I want to get specific about what this means for Florida families, because abstract corporate talk doesn't pay your mortgage. The median home price in Tampa right now is about $400,000. In Orlando, we're looking at around $350,000. Jacksonville sits at about $320,000. Even in smaller markets like Gainesville or Tallahassee, you're looking at $280,000 to $300,000. Let's use that Tampa example. For $100,000 home, traditional 6% commission structure. That family pays $24,000 in realtor fees. $24,000. With our 1% model at Best Homes Florida? $4,000. That's a $20,000 difference. $20,000 that stays with the family. Now let me put that $20,000 in perspective. For a young family, that's a year of daycare costs. 2 years of car payments. For years of family vacations. Or the down payment on their next home when they're ready to move up. For retirees moving to Florida? That $20,000 could be 2 years of supplemental health insurance. 3 years of property taxes. A new roof when they need it. Peace of mind in their retirement budget. But here's what the mega brokerages don't want you to know, and what we learned after so many years in this business: you get the same service with our 1% model. The same professional marketing. The same MLS listing. The same negotiation expertise. The same knowledge of contracts, inspections, and closing processes. The same availability when you need us. The only difference? We're not feeding a massive corporate machine with shareholders in New York or California. We're local. We live in your communities. We shop at your grocery stores. Our kids go to your schools. Industry experts are calling this Compass Anywhere merger the biggest brokerage consolidation in U.S. history, but why now? Why are they doing this right after the NAR settlement was supposed to make things more competitive? I'll tell you why. Because they're scared. For decades, the traditional real estate industry operated on what I call the "because we've always done it that way" model. 6% commission? Because that's how we've always done it. High fees? Because that's the industry standard. Take it or leave it? Because you didn't have other options. But technology changed that. Companies like ours proved you could provide excellent service for less. The NAR settlement forced more transparency. Suddenly, consumers started asking, wait, why am I paying so much? So what do you do when your business model is being disrupted? If you're innovative and customer-focused, you adapt. You find ways to provide better value. But if you're a massive corporation more concerned with stock prices than customer service, you consolidate. You try to use size and market power to maintain the status quo. This merger creates a company with 340,000 agents representing over 1.2 million transactions annually. That's enormous market power. And market power usually translates to pricing power. But here's the thing about Florida: we've never been a state that bows down to corporate bullies. We're entrepreneurs. We're innovators. We came here to build something better. Some may think Best Homes Florida's 1% model is simply crazy. They say, we're leaving money on the table. But we have discovered it is not leaving money on the table. It is our mission to put money back on our clients' tables where it belongs. Best Homes think about that young teacher couple trying to afford a home for their family. We think about the retiree from Michigan who downsized from a $500,000 home up north to a $350,000 condo in St. Petersburg. The commission savings meant she can furnish her new place exactly how she wanted instead of making do. We think about the young military family transferring to MacDill Air Force Base. The money they saved on commission covered their moving expenses and helped them start their Florida life with a financial cushion instead of financial stress. That's what 1% changes. It changes your options. It changes your stress level. It changes what's possible for your family. And honestly, our 1% mission changes how we feel about my jobs. So here's my challenge to every Florida family listening: the next time you're ready to buy or sell a home, ask the tough questions. Ask your agent, how much will this cost me in total? Don't let them deflect with talk about market standards or you get what you pay for. Ask them, what exactly am I getting for this commission that I wouldn't get elsewhere? Make them justify every dollar. And ask yourself, do I want to feed a $10 billion corporate machine, or do I want to work with local agents who put my savings first? At Best Homes Florida, we believe 1% changes everything. But more than that, we believe Florida families deserve agents who work for them, not for distant shareholders. If you're thinking about buying or selling, call us at 800-800-7126. Or text the word HOMES to 866-633-3259, and we'll send you information about how our 1% model works. Next week on 15 Minutes of Home, we're talking about the hidden costs of selling your home, all those fees and expenses that traditional agents often don't mention until closing day. I guarantee you'll learn something that could save you thousands more. Remember, some rewards can't be measured in dollars, but your savings definitely can be. Until next week, keep dreaming of home.